Hello students, this is Sanjeevani teacher and today we are going to learn about lesson number 2 history and the concept of time of 5th standard subject environmental studies part 2. In this lesson we are going to see division of time and the timeline, measurement of time and methods of measuring time, historical periods, scientific method of measuring time and establishing age, dating. So let's see point number 1, division of time and the timeline. There are different methods of reckoning time. Reckoning means calculate. Time is continuous, right? Time is not stopping. It is continuously going on. But for our convenience means to our comfort, we divide into periods. So we are dividing time into periods. For example, at sunrise, we say it is morning now. So when sun come up, sunrise, that time we are saying it is morning time. The day has begun. At sunset, we say it is evening now. Soon it will be night. At the end of the day, it become dark and it is night. This means we divide the day into two parts, day and night. So how we are calculating daytime and night time? See, our earth rotates around its axis at a certain speed. Rotate means to complete turn to itself. Okay, it also revolve around the sun, and revolve means to turn around and exist. Okay, so our earth is rotating itself and revolving around the sun. When the process is going on, we are getting sometimes light and we are getting sometimes dark. The surface which turn towards the sun become bright. That part that moves away from the sun moves into darkness. So when we are getting light, so that time daytime, and then we are getting in dark, so that time we are in night time. The earth takes 24 hours to complete one rotation around its own axis. These 24 hours are approximately divided into 12 hours of daytime and 12 hours of night time. A period of daytime and the following night together make one day. So 7 days from Monday to Sunday makes 1 week. 2 weeks make a fortnight. 4 weeks make a month. 12 months make a year. In this manner, we reckon time in bigger and bigger unit. 1 year is followed by another, and when 100 years go by, a century is completed. When 10 centuries, that is 1000 years are gone, a millennium, it is completed. Such a method of dividing time is known as a unilinear division of time. Now let's see second point, common era. Common era means Christian era. So unilinear division of time is arranged by the serial order. Okay, so in this first picture you can see the evolution of man. So second picture you can see the invention of fire. Then third picture you can see the invention of wheel. And in the fourth picture you can see the settlement of village. And in the last picture you can see the farming, means agriculture. So it is given by the serial order, means what incidents happen first, then second, then third, then fourth, then fifth, then in this manner. So in that way we can write down common era in a short form. CE means Christian era or common era, and AD means Anno Domini, in the year of God. The calendar we use today is based on the Christian era, means common era. This era began in memory of Jesus Christ. The first year of this era is the year when it began. It is shown with the number 1. The year after that are indicated by the next number in a serial order, like number 1, first year, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year, in this way. The first century of this era is written as 100 CE or 100 AD. The period of the first millennium of this era is written 1000 CE or 1000 AD. The third point is the period before the common era is known as the time before common era, BCE or before Christ. So in this picture you can see the time has divided into two parts, before the birth of Jesus Christ and after the birth of Jesus Christ. So before the birth of Jesus Christ is BCE, means before the common era, and after the birth of Jesus Christ is common era. So we can see lifetime of Vardhaman Mahavir is written as 599 BC and 527 BC. That means Vardhaman Mahavir born on 527 BC and died in 599 BC. In that way, the lifetime of Gautama Buddha is written as 563 BC and 483 BC. That means Gautam Buddha was born in 483 BC and died in 563 BC. So in that way, the time can be measured before the common era or before the Christian era. Next point is measurement of time and methods of measuring time. When 60 seconds complete, that means 1 minute complete. When 60 minutes complete, that means 1 hour complete. When 24 hours complete, that means a day complete. When 7 days complete, that means a week complete. But when 2 weeks complete, that means fortnight complete. Okay, and when 4 weeks complete, that means a month complete. And when 12 months complete, that means a year complete. And 100 years completed, that means a century, and 1000 years completed, that means a millennium. So second, minutes, hour, day, week, fortnight, months, year, century, millenniums are the units of measuring time. So in that way we can measure the time by second, minutes, hour, day. Okay. There are other methods too. We have seen that the Christian era began in memory of Jesus Christ. It is an age-old custom to start a new era to commemorate. Commemorate means remembrance. A special event, as for example, the coronation of a great king. We know that Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj had started a new era or Shaka known as Rajyabhishek Shaka in 1674 AD to commemorate his coronation. Shalivahan Shaka and Vikram Samvat are two eras that are used in India. So you can see the picture of Shalivahan Shaka and Vikram Samvat. The founder of Islam, Prophet Muhammad, migrated from the Mecca to Medina. The Hijri era was started to commemorate this event. The Parsi community in India used the Shahanshahi era. So in that way, Shalivahan Shaka, Vikram Samvat, Hijri era and Shahanshari era started. Era means that particular period of time. Next point is historical period. So we have learned in a first lesson, history is a science that tell us about events that happen in the past. So whatever incidents, events happen in the past, that is called history. The time in history is divided into two main periods. First is prehistoric period and second is historic period. In prehistoric period, pre means before. So prehistoric period means before history. So in that no any records available, no written records are available. But in historic periods, written records are available like manuscript, language and so many scripts are available to learn about the history or to learn about past event. Next point is scientific method of measuring time and the establishing age, dating. We are actually measuring time when we talk about today's date or day or the week, month, year, etc. So we have seen that there are various methods of measuring time. So in that way we can find out the date or we can say actual date of the day and time, etc. But the events before for beginning of the common era are mentioned as having occurred before the common era. Information about some of these events can be only obtained with the help of the evidence buried under the ground. This evidence is usually in the form of the broken man-made art craft and fallen structure. With the help of these remains and using scientific method, we can determine the time of the events that took place thousands of years ago. Methods such as carbon-14 analysis, three-ringed analysis, etc. These methods are known as dating techniques. By using these dating techniques, we learn how old evidence are. So, for example, if an earthen pot is estimated to be 5000 years old, with the help of the dating technique, we can say that the earthen pot dates back roughly 3000 BC. Then we can conclude that the period of the culture to which the pot belong must be around 3000 BC. So in that way we can understand or we can learn about that period or that culture. So in that way today we have learned lesson history and the concept of time. Thank you.